right, troops. Welcome to the Action Elite. My name is Owen. Welcome to Sean, J-Man, Charlie, and Stephen. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good, thank you. Thank you for joining us tonight. So tonight we are going to be discussing 40 years of Remo Williams. The adventure begins. I can't believe it's turned 40, but I still can't believe I'm 47. But yeah, so we'll get to that in a minute. But before that, me and Sean were lucky enough to see an early screening of Ballerina from the world of John Wick the other day, and I'm reading like reviews and like people are like dumping on it, and I'm like,
oh yeah,
why? I was like if you don't like this movie, you don't like action movies, basically, because it's 2 hours of constant.
You
action.
You don't like John Wick movies because
no.
That's kind of what this is.
Yeah, and he's in it. People are like, "Oh, John Wick is just cameo," and I was like, "No, he's in the entire second half of the movie. It's like it's a John Wick movie." So, and the action is insane. Like, does it have its flaws? Yeah. Like, is there any plot or big surprises or character? No, but there never was. It's like John Wick is a kill fest. That's the whole point. It's stylish. Music is fantastic. I don't think I mentioned this to you, Sean. The music and the scoring was so cool, and the music was always good to like the John Wick movies. But I really like this. I thought it was a good movie. That's going to be our chat after I come back from vacation. So next week is Rumble in the Bronx. The week after that, I'm away, and then we come back with Ballerina. So J-Man's not going to see that until it comes out on digital or whatever. So it might just be like me, you, Stephen, and maybe Charlie. You're seeing, aren't you?
I'm going this weekend to check it out. So
we'll just talk shit about J-Man then. That's too nice.
Go ahead. Just put my link in the chat.
Okay. That's all that matters. Really, Ballerina not coming your way? Why not?
How can that be?
I thought that was a wide release movie.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Where do you live? On an island or something like?
Maybe, yeah. But anyway, I posted my review earlier today, and I think I said this to you the other night, Sean. I was like, "Is there an embargo for this?" I was like, "Nobody's mentioned anything." I was like,
"No one said it."
Yeah. No, nobody said a thing. So I was like, "Oh, fuck it." So I waited till today anyway, and I was like, "I'll just post it." So I posted it this morning, and I get an email from some company at 4 p.m. this afternoon. Like, hello, we see the review for Ballerina has been posted, but the embargo strictly says 6 p.m. Can you please take it down? And I responded back, and I said, I don't recall. Yeah, I said, I haven't heard of any embargo. Nobody's told me anything. I said, whatever. I've taken it down for the next hour and 45 minutes until it's supposed to go live. And then she just responded with, much appreciated. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
What are they protecting?
I know. It was like, do you think it's that bad? Is that what it is? Because embargoes normally mean that they have no faith in it.
Yes.
And particularly when they're that strict. Because I'd actually looked into this, and they had sent an email out to people. I looked in this after hearing today, and that apparently there was like this controversy about the email because they were like, please don't say anything bad about the movie or something, and they were one that, and I was like, why? What's wrong?
Yeah, did I miss something? I don't know.
That's
Look,
weird.
it's awesome. It's a lot of jam-packed action stuff. There's a cool. I don't want to give too much away, but like the location of why I gave it away to J-Man. The location of that third act is awesome.
Yes,
it's like everyone just looks like a normal like person, and then it's like it's but they're all like wicked. I would say like the vengeance thing, if you thought about it, falls apart, but it's an action thing. It's just built for.
It's a trope for action. Yeah, and that's the thing.
It's like she's like for what she's getting revenge on, she's creating that like 100-fold in that village, right? So
yeah, exactly.
Anyway, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we'll have a proper discussion on it anyway after I get back in a couple of weeks once everyone's seen it except for Gina. So anyway.
I'm gonna go watch it and then trash the crap out of it.
Probably, yeah. What my theater gets has been rather cotton since the toilet paper shortage.
Shortage.
Yeah, COVID.
Yep.
Okay. Lines.
We all barely survived, chafing everything.
Yeah, it was terrible times. Yeah, I paid off all my debt, so it was good. Anyway, for those I've seen,
makes toilet paper, so I had all the toilet paper I needed.
so did I. I never understood that. I was like, Dollarama never ran out, and Rabba's never ran out, so I just walked around and got some. And no, we were fine.
Someone ran out.
And I never knew that a symptom of COVID was shitting your pants uncontrollably for 2 weeks. So when was that a thing?
It varied by region. It's different variants of it.
It
depends how close you are to a McDonald's and a Taco Bell.
And a Taco Bell, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Right, before we start, so you guys saw this, but just everyone else got this at the weekend.
Nice.
Death for
Hell yeah.
So that is awesome. And then also, I got this at the Niagara Falls Comic Con, so which we'll also talk about. So, and then that shirt as well.
Yeah,
that's just badass. I love that.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, so we're at the Niagara Falls Comic Con at the weekend. I met Michael Ironside, and he was awesome. Still kind of intimidating as you think he would be. You kind of just know, yeah, that guy's going to be scary, and he was. But he's very funny at the same time. Like, he has banter with everybody. And if you see in my photo, like I said, you guys know the story already, but the photo of me with him, I'm like pointing and I'm laughing. It's because initially I was pointing like that, and he went like that, and with my hand up, and I said, "Oh, what is it?" And he said, "Stop pointing at my dick." So that was very funny. While we're all waiting in line, he was chatting with everybody away, and he was just like super cool, and that was awesome. So I was not disappointed. Then I met Ernie Reyes Jr., and he was great too. He was asking all about the website and everything, and he said, "Are you going to do a piece about me?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, tag me in it on Facebook." He said, "I'll share it." Nice. So the action lead. He said, "Right, okay, I'll check that out." So that was awesome. Got to speak to him for ages. The great thing is, I really recommend the Niagara Falls Comic Con because it's not too busy like the Toronto Fan Expo can be. You actually get to chat with everybody. There's a great camaraderie there with everyone. I found everyone just great fun, and we had a great laugh there. I think you guys did well too. You guys met some folk too, didn't you?
I met Allison Court, who is the voice, the first voice of Jubilee, but she's also Lydia from Beetlejuice Animated. She's also from Big Comfy Couch and all that stuff. So yeah, I got her autograph on an X-Men thing. So that's the only person I met. I wanted to meet a few other people, but the lines were still somewhat larger, but it was mostly because I just couldn't stand. I could have easily done the lines, but I'm still recovering from my injuries, so it was a bit tough. And I bought a bunch of Iron Man. I'm trying to start / complete an Iron Man Volume 1. So and I also got the Secret Wars Iron Man in the packaging. Now Sean has that. Now I have it too. Yeah. It's like so that was cool. I got good
you can like take it from me.
No, I asked. I always tell people, like I said, pretend that you hate looking at this toy, you want to get rid of it, you want to give it to charity, but you don't want to completely lose money on it. That's the price I want. Because you bargain say, "Is this the best you could do?" I just like, look, you see that? Aren't you sick of looking at this thing? You don't want to carry it around. You despise it. The guy's like, "I'm not the guy in charge." Like, "Okay, get out of here. You come over here." I restarted my spiel again. I
said, working up the boss level.
I'm going up the boss level.
Top guy.
You only gave me $10 off. I was like, oh. I was like, I was going to buy it anyways, but you always try to get something, right?
Yeah.
So,
dude, at the end of toy shows, us vendors, it's always like, who doesn't want to take something home, and who wants to take my shit home?
Yeah.
That's every time.
Right, yeah. And the guy's like, he goes, nope. He goes, I said, how about $100 Canadian? So like, take off 45% off that for American price. But like, he's like, no, I'm taking it home for that price. I'm like, damn it. Like, what's the price you're not going to, what can you live with, So
You're Charlie's point as a buyer, you pick the biggest thing and then you talk them down from it. That way they don't have to carry it to their car. Right?
Oh, there's a lot. Yeah, that's a good. Well, this one guy had Fort Max, which I already have. And he didn't have Scorponok. Yeah. He's like, no, he goes, I got Scorponok back thing. And he's like, the little one. I'm like, I'm like, so I'm sorry. I want the real Scorponok, not the bullshit, whatever that.
Right. The Scorponok.
The little shitty one. I want the
looks
real
like
one.
a toddler. Yeah.
Yeah, not that shit. I don't want Scorponok's poo. Like you pooed out a mini Scorponok. So, anyways, I'll get that at the TF Con. So
yeah,
I met Michael Gross.
Gross.
Yes. Y'all might know him from Tremors.
Yeah, I'm
never saw it.
Super sweet guy, like super humble. Still remembered his lines. I got to give him props. He remembered his lines. I was running lines with him from Family Ties, and he's like, no. And then I said this line. I'm like, yes, you did. I'm like, awesome, man. And I told him that he said one of my dad's favorite lines in Tremors, which is broken to the wrong goddamn rec room, didn't you bastard? And he laughed when I said that. He says, yeah, that's what he was like. I said, you were with Reba. I'm like, you two were so good. He's like, she's such a sweet lady. It was so awesome to work with her. So we're talking about a super nice, sweet man, Michael Gross. Like, no problem. I said, Family Ties had 1 billion like guests like Tom Hanks, Gina Davis. He's like, yeah, Gina was awesome. I loved working with Gina and all that. So, and I said Carl Reiner's like, yeah, my dad, sort of thing. So, or his dad, his father-in-law. I couldn't remember which one, but super sweet guy. Got his autograph. And then for wrestling fans out there, I met Mick Foley. Mick is a very nice guy. Unfortunately, I do believe that the hits he took to his head have gotten worse because I mentioned to him, I'm like, I loved your feud with Kevin Sullivan. He's like, yeah, that was a great feud. And it was like, you could see he was trying to be like, which feud was that again?
He's putting it together. I mean, he's also had like how many personalities in wrestling?
Yeah, that's
for a guy
like,
that got hit so much. They gave him more personality.
Yeah, yeah. So he was cool. Like he had the Mankind half mask, and he did have a nice day. If you did his photo, he didn't get. I didn't get my photo of him because he stayed behind the
on the desk
table because I think his knees are both shot. Right, I think both his knees have been replaced by this point. But he gave me a fist bump. Someone gave him homemade fudge, and he tried to pawn it off on someone in front of me, and they said no. He's like, "Oh, I've been rejected again." So he's still a nice guy. It's just, I think I could tell that the hits to the head have taken their toll on him. Unfortunately, we wanted to meet Ted DiBiase, but he had a line. J-Man has. The issues he talked about. My issues are different. I hate lines, and B, I hate poorly created lines. And this hit both of that criteria. There was like 2 lines, and they sort of melded, and it was weird. And then we had to like wrap it because Brian Austin Green's line was over here, and
so we were like we would have been like 5th, but then now we've become 15th or whatever, depending on how you break that line up. He's like, okay, he has. And he came late. That's the other problem. It's not like we were there super early. Like we're always there like an hour early. So we're like first in line to wherever we want to go. So I don't know. But anyway. Oh, special guest behind the scenes. Boom. John, you made it.
John got off work.
Well, anyways, I thought that stream was really awesome. It was a bit shorter this week, but
thanks for joining everyone. Bye.
Well, take it easy, guys.
Until next time.
Sorry, John, you missed it by that much.
Fred Woodward's great.
No, your catch line is saw it in the theater. Bye.
I did.
Oh, get out of here. Boot him out of the.
But yeah, just to finish, so Michael Ironside, I spoke to him about Extreme Prejudice because I thought nobody else was going to mention it. Everyone else was talking Total Recall or Starship Troopers or whatever else, Top Gun. And I said Extreme Prejudice is one of my favorite movies. I said you got a great cast. I said what's Walter Hill like to work with? I said they always seem like to be quite an intimidating character. And I said Walter's a friend. He said he's a teddy bear of a guy. He's very easy to get on with, way on great. He says, but if things start going wrong, he said he's a fucking volcano. I said, yeah, I don't doubt that. You kind of just tell he's just not somebody you want to fuck with, But I mean, it was cool. So we spoke about that, and then there's another guy in front of me who got emotional meeting Michael Ironside. Kind of broke down, and it was kind of sweet, just because just seeing him and Michael gave him a hug, and he was just an awesome guy. Awesome. It was just really cool to meet him, and it'll be interesting to see who comes next year to the con, because I think I need to do a bit more research for it, because I probably could have got free parking, which I didn't know about, because I think media gets free parking. So we should have just go as media next year and then just get the parking free rather than paying $40.
Ooh.
So
that was because you did
2 days.
So
also Charlie, I got the VHS of Best of the Best too.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, I already have it on Blu-ray, but I was like, but it's Best of the Best too, and it's on VHS. I have to have it.
You have to, man.
Yeah. So I got it back there.
Did anybody ask Ironside if he's going to be in Nobody 2 or anything, or make an appearance on that?
No. Why would?
Because wasn't he in part 1 as the dad?
No, Christopher Lloyd is the dad.
No, the father-in-law.
Oh, the father. Oh,
I don't remember now.
He bought the company.
He was in it. Yeah.
Bob
won the gold prize here.
Well, I'm sorry. I was just curious. I haven't.
Oh, well.
It's like
Yeah,
Chris
no,
Lloyd and Michael Ironside. They're pulling out all our favorites from yesteryear in that movie.
yeah.
So yeah, I remember. Yeah, he was in it.
Yeah, Nobody 2 is the next movie that I'm like really looking forward to seeing on the big screen. That's the
Same.
big one for me. Yeah, I mean I'll see Superman, but I have very low expectations because I haven't seen anything about it that makes me think, oh, that looks great. I'm just like, that looks really stupid, but we'll see. And then there's Fantastic Four as well. Anyway, so enough chit chat. Now on to Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins, or as it's called in the UK, Remo Unarmed and Dangerous, which is a far better title. I thought that was a bit less cheesy, but yeah, I mean, I remember I did watch it on Sky back in the day, but we're talking like the 90s, and I don't remember anything about it. So then Steve introduced me to it a couple of years ago, and I rewatched it again. And this movie is just it's a lot of fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously. I love the set piece on the Statue of Liberty. I think is the obvious highlight of the movie. I said there's some great stuff there, and we were talking about it the other night, Sean as well, about it, and saying how there were probably like mats or in the thing, and it was just made to look like they were up that high. But it was really well done anyway. And like, there's never any blue screen in the movie that I know. So like, it all looks like some great stunts. It's funny. Yeah, so I really like it. I'm going to say very little else about it because I know you guys have lots to go for. So I got to start off with Steve because he's the one who introduced me to it. So Steve, how did you get introduced to Remo, and what do you think of it?
Saw it on the big screen. My parents took me to see it when it came out. I was 7 or 8. I think my mother had read some of the Destroyer books, so she knew who Remo Williams was. And my dad just said, well, it looks like a good action movie, so I'll go watch it. So I saw it on the big screen. I didn't know who Fred Ward was, obviously. I never saw The Right Stuff or anything. And I didn't know the actress who became Janeway and, all those guys. Joel Grey. Yeah, 2 out of them. Joel Grey. Didn't know him, never saw Cabaret or any of that. So this was a complete shock to me when I sat down. The only guy I sort of knew was Wilford Brimley because I had seen Cocoon by that
Diabetes.
So I knew who he was, but everyone else I was like, and Fred Ward just carried that freaking film. Like, he was magnetic and he showed what personality was. And, he was great in that. And, when I saw Tremors, I'm like, oh, Remo Williams is in Tremors because I didn't know who Fred Ward was. I knew who Remo Williams was after that movie. The movie is just so good, and it starts off shockingly with a death of Fred Ward's character, and it's just like it's such a shocking way to start the movie. It starts off with him basically dead, and then he's reborn as Remo Williams, and he goes on the adventure. I will say that, in today's world, there's no way that Joel Grey would have been Chun. It would have been hugely, down. But I loved Joel Grey as Chun. I loved Joel Grey as Chun. He is so funny. The dynamic between him and Fred Ward is so good. You could almost believe that they are like father and son in that way. I found the villains just so memorable. The guy with the diamond in his tooth, like, he is such
Patrick
Kilpatrick. Yeah, one of my first ever interviews.
He just had the perfect douchebag look about him, and that diamond in his tooth was.
Sorry, Patrick,
but you were really good at the role.
He played a lot of douchebags,
and he's just this sadistic bastard, and I love how he uses his tooth to cut through the window, and
so he makes the X with it, and then he can
makes the X with it. But I love the training stuff. I love Fred Ward just training, and he's on the balance beams, and then he turns out the lights. Patrick has entered the chat. I mean, there's very little for me to dislike about this movie. I love Remo up in the air, holding on to the log. There's literally nothing about this movie. It's probably, if I'm going to name 20 action movies, it's in my top 20. Just love pretty much everything about this movie. I love the part with the concrete running across the wet concrete, and then the other guys jump in and down they go.
Yeah.
So many memorable parts of this movie. It should have been a franchise. I don't know why it wasn't. So yeah.
Yeah. Also, like that music score is one of the catchiest earworm tunes ever as well.
The music score so great. It's the perfect hero music.
Yeah, just whenever it starts playing when he's standing on the Statue of Liberty. Or whatever.
Yeah, it's so great. And then the big aerial view of it.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, so good.
Man, awesome.
So
And a special shout out to I don't know the sporting actor's name, but the guy who actually brought him in, the dude with the fake arm. He was so good too.
McCleary's the character. I don't remember.
Yeah.
J.A. Preston.
By the way, that's a race swap. Uh-oh.
Just
letting you know. I read some books.
It is.
Race swap alert. Hashtag.
The judge from A Few Good Men. So there was a couple of race swaps in it. Well, not a race swap, but
he's the judge. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the judge. He was so good too. And even at the end, he's in the hospital bed, and he's just like, he gets the scalpel and just cuts his life support off because he does not want to be caught. Mm-hmm. There were so many good, solid actors in this movie, and they all played their roles so well.
Yeah, I was surprised it never caught on or got a sequel, because it laid the foundation well. And I was like, I would have loved to have seen at least a trilogy.
Yeah,
there, because this is just him getting started in this movie, and I was like, right, I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. And then we never get to see it, but you got that final. The stunts in it are amazing. Like he's hanging from the logs, dragging along, and that's just a great action scene. And I said it before, but I also thought that Fred Ward's the best Frank Castle we never got. I always pictured him as the Punisher for some reason. I don't know why. He just would have been great. But anyway, that's all I was saying.
You could have played Mac Bull, and right afterwards, do Remo Williams. Just keep doing them. I didn't bring out my Mac Bolan books. I just brought Destroyer. I didn't bring those out.
Okay. All right. Well, J-Man, rather than going last, over to you now.
Okay. Well, Steve showed this to me 25 years ago or something, or whatever it was. So I didn't know anything about this, which is a fail because I actually knew the Destroyer books. I didn't know. I never read any because reading books is for squares. But I knew the Destroyer books, but I didn't know Remo Williams was the Destroyer. I didn't know what those books were. The other Sean, who's my buddy, his dad, I think may have had them all, and there's hundreds or something. So I knew of the character because of my buddy's dad or whatever, but I didn't know Remo Williams was that. Even after watching the movie, I didn't know that it was it was that. It was only after I was like, oh yeah, okay, this is the Destroyer. Oh, this is what this is, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I love the movie, so we could all talk about how awesome it is and whatever. I love everything about it. I read the first 3 books, and Chun doesn't appear until the 3rd book. Oh, really? So he's not even really he's not in it. It's just Remo doing stuff with McCleary and those guys, and then he appears in Shinanju and all this other crap. That's when it picks up, and then from that point on, it's almost like the two of them. So I don't have many books I can show you. It's not like a huge, massive collection. I don't know if Sean has more, but I've got. Oh, I can't show this cover. Damn, how am I gonna?
Why not?
Yeah, because there's a symbol on it that people will not like.
Oh.
So
this isn't monetized. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I don't want it to get taken down as propaganda or something. So that's one of them. That's 113.
What a pathetic fucking world we live in where that happens.
I know.
Yeah.
116.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like history happened.
Yeah. No, but we can't talk about it.
Yeah, no talk about it. That's the best way to take care of it.
Nothing bad happens when we forget about history.
Yeah. 66.
Nice.
So I have almost there's only 9 of these. I have 8. So this is the whole collection.
What's your favorite one?
Of the Destroyer. Oh, I haven't read those books. I just buy those all. When I go to Steve's place, I go to Value Village and I hit Value Villages. I just buy all those for like a buck or two.
Mm.
But these I haven't read them all, but I'm going to. I will. I want to show these better because this is number 1 of the Destroyer magazine.
Oh, nice. God, I'd frame that. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's awesome. That's number 1. And then they should be in order. Number 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the magazine covers are always awesome for
Yeah.
Yeah, like look at how he's
I like that one a lot.
That's the best one.
Yeah, is this Norem? This looks like a Norem. Yep, it's Norem. You could tell. You could just tell it's Norem. Number 4. So this guy with the blue arms, he fights. So there's Chun. And there's Remo, and he's fighting a giant with blue arms. It's literally like this big giant mutated guy.
Whoa.
So that was 4. So 5.
Okay.
And then 6.
They have a very serial kind of feel to them.
Mhm.
Like
That's
what
why I
we've been-
love them.
Yeah, that what we've been covering over on your channel lately. This would have fit perfectly. That's
Mhm.
awesome.
So 7. This is probably no Rem as well. It is, I could tell. And the target, Chun paints a target on Remo's on all of
Yeah.
his clothes, so it makes it easier for the guys to hit him.
Oh my
That's
god!
such a Chun thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have number 8, and here's number 9, the final one.
Wow.
So there you go. I've got a number 8 on eBay that I'm looking to snag, but it's just going to be expensive having it shipped and all that. So there you go. Yeah, I love the character, the relation. I actually like the first 2 books, even when Chun wasn't there. Like I was like, oh, Chun. I was like reading, I'm like Chun is not like not. Sorry, I had these on digital, so I'm making them like I'm reading it, but I'm reading it on digital on Kindle. I'm like, Chun is not in this. Like, when is he appearing? I was like, oh, he's not in this. Then I went to Wikipedia. I was like, oh yeah, he's not in the first couple. I was like, oh shit, they're still good. So this movie isn't based exactly on any of the stories that I read, but it's just like the
Amalgamation of them.
the idea of, okay, they meet up, because it doesn't really matter. Like they're fighting a bad guy. That's it, right? But Fred Ward is freaking awesome in this movie. He's like clear. I like everybody in that room. Everybody in Cure is awesome. I like where he's like, what's going to happen if we get caught? Pill, blow my brains out, and Chun will take you out. And there's a great part. As fun as this movie is, I really like where he goes back to him, and Chun is sitting there, and he's like, you got something to ask me? And he's like, and the answer is, yeah, I do it. But they pan around and cut to Remo walking away from that, but they're showing his face. And there's like something where either you can tell that he's either, if he had to do it, he would regret doing it, or maybe not do it.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It actually chokes me up on that shot, because it's like they did form a relationship, and it feels real, not through dialogue, because Chun never drops his making fun of him, but it's through the performance. And I know he wouldn't get cast now because of bullshit, but he's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's damn good. This is and there's all the cool shit that you guys already mentioned. And Janeway is in it. And she's the best anyways in anything that she's in.
Also, she was gorgeous in that movie. She was stunning.
Oh, she was very young there.
Yeah, she looks good as Janeway too. There's one where there's the alternate timeline of Voyager, and she had her hair slicked back and black gloves. I was like, oh my, it was like badass Voyager crew. I was like, shit, this is, and then Chakotay's entire face was tattooed. Anyways, I don't want to turn to Star Trek, but Star Trek.
And she's bubbly in this movie, and I'm not used to seeing Janeway bubbly. She's laughing and smiling so much.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, wait a minute, that's not the Janeway I know. Not
Not
without her coffee.
She's an actress? What?
She's got to have her coffee. Yeah, well, she's Mrs. Columbo or whatever, right? All right, so I'm done. We can swing back after everyone else.
Okay. Yeah, so I see Popcorn Geek here has said a Remo Williams reboot has been in development hell for a long while now.
Yeah,
so,
with Shane Black or whatever.
Yeah, so we'll discuss that at the end. We'll talk about potential casting ideas and things. So, any ideas? So, right. So, Sean, I know you got a whole bunch of stuff here. So, over to you.
Yeah, I couldn't dig out my comics. So, like, J-Man showed the Marvel magazine. They also made a 4-issue miniseries in the late 80s. So I have all of those. But also I got a bunch of books. It's like number 6. There are 150 of these. So this is 63. The Sky is Falling, about like a bad guy that has a machine that harnesses the power of the sun. Lost Yesterday. This is about mind control and stuff.
Hey, I've got 66. Do you have 66?
No, I got 65. I'll cover the symbol. Return Engagement, about the Yahtzees come back.
Yeah.
But you see there's this robot arm that's pretty cool with like blood coming
that's historically accurate, so yeah.
Yes, yeah. And Death Sentence, about
Who hasn't seen Kroll?
Everyone's seen Kroll. I mean,
Kroll's awesome. Yeah.
it's my pajamas,
Blade,
because
man.
I always fall asleep watching that movie. So
okay, stop it. Nobody wants your 2 cents on that.
I remember that story now.
Once a year.
We're not we covered this like a year ago on my stream. We're not recovering all this shit. It's bringing back all this dumbassery, and it just made Sean look bad. So we don't really want to do that.
yeah, I was the one that killed it, right?
Yeah, you killed it.
Oh no, you
horses were on fire, man.
No. Okay, no. See, I get. We're getting right after I said we're putting the kibosh on this. It got right back up.
It got re-kiboshed.
It got shit.
Anyways, yeah, no, I saw this movie. I can't remember if it was on VHS or TV, but like, because I think when was this movie? 85.
85. Yeah.
I remember the poster for it. I didn't see the. Like I saw other movies in theaters, and the poster was awesome. It's the statue in the mid '80s. The Statue of Liberty was being restored, and it had scaffolding all over it, and that's in the poster, and of course in the movie. But it's wicked. Yeah, it's so cool. Like that's a poster and a half, man.
Yeah, that is a
that's
poster.
An '80s poster right there. Yeah, no, I always love this movie. I always watch it on TV. I have to say, like when I was a kid, I thought the movie looked a little cheap. And watching it now, like after I watched it on DVD, watching it now, I think I know what I was reacting to. It's like Fred Ward and Joel Grey are in that one set for like an hour or something. They're there for a long time, and it's training and stuff. And also they cut between that and Wilford Brimley, who's like in his own set, and he's just sitting the whole movie.
Yeah, right.
He's in that one set the whole film. So for a good chunk of it, it looks like what you should have just like made a TV thing, which they did, but because it doesn't look like a movie. And then when they're outside, then it looks like a real movie. It's awesome, and that's why that Statue of Liberty part really hits, because it feels like a different film. Like it feels like it really kicks the film up a notch. They should have done a lot more location stuff, like maybe have him training outside more rather than in that box, basically. The other thing too, I don't know. I never saw it in a theater. I don't know if they cropped this out in movie theaters and stuff. But like, you probably know what I'm gonna say. Like when in the first scene where you see Chun watching his soap opera, and then Fred Ward bugs him to go make dinner, right? And then Fred Ward's like showing off and stuff. He's jumping on things, he's balancing. There's a giant ass harness. It's not even being hidden or anything. There's a giant harness at the top of the frame. It's a big bar with two reels and fishing wire, and it's like really jarring. I don't know if that's a TV and streaming thing. I don't know. I don't know if that was in the actual film, like when they showed it in theaters.
I don't think I saw that on my Blu-ray.
Yeah,
I've got the Blu-ray as well.
On it. Yeah,
I just watched it on Prime the other day, but I have it on DVD. But I don't remember noticing that.
But I mean, stuff like that usually jumps out at me too, Sean. But
yeah, the problem is because he's balancing. It's bouncing with him, and because of that, the glint of the wires really gives it away.
Okay.
It always irks me. But beyond all of that, like it look, I love that back in these days, this was normal. This is what like the whole J-Man theory of it writes itself. Like it doesn't write itself unless you like this kind of thing. And of course, the people that made this were well versed in all this. You got that henchman, Patrick Kilpatrick has a gimmick, and he used the gimmick, so it's memorable, with using his diamond to cut the glass and everything. You got like all these great villains and everything. It's like this could have been a franchise, but I don't think it did well at the box office. I don't know why they went with Remo Williams and not the Destroyer.
Or Remo Williams, the Destroyer.
You see the harness. I just watched it. You see the harness.
Yeah, maybe you're
wow. I'm never gonna unsee that now. I appreciate.
Oh, I don't want to know now. Damn it.
I don't want to see it.
Damn. Oh my god, it's absolutely incredibly impossible.
Why is it even there? Yeah,
it's so weird.
Anyways,
and this is man,
guys, but like
that's don't watch it, people. Just try to ignore that. Yeah. I'm never gonna unsee it now.
Just put like tape over that.
God damn it!
Yeah. No, that's not the Blu-ray. That's my library copy because I've got the Blu-ray as well. So I'll check the Blu-ray later and see if they fixed it on the
It's
Blu-ray.
still in my player. I might try it afterwards and be mad at Sean forever. So.
Yeah. Look, the music is awesome, and I think honestly, was it Safran. What's it? David Safran or the guy who did Last Starfighter.
Yeah, another great score too.
Yeah, I think he's more in love with the Chun theme than the actual Remo Williams theme, because that's used all over the place.
Yeah.
Like it's the carnival music is the Chun theme if you listen to it.
Yes.
But I do love when Fred Ward is running in the beach and he's more honed now and everything, more trained, and they have this majestic version of the Chun theme. And then at the end when Chun is running on the water, and they have this like triumphant version of it. It's great. It's awesome. That is more of an earworm to me than the actual Remo Williams theme. Like the Remo Williams thing is awesome too, but like the Chun thing is beautiful. But yeah, no, this my dad had some Destroyer books. I can't find them now. I don't know where they are, but he knew what it was. He knew that Remo Williams was Destroyer. He's like, I don't know why they didn't call it Destroyer, but anyway. So I kind of knew the character from him. And over the years, I've picked up like Destroyer books. And like I see them all around. Once again, no Doc Savage books around. I don't know why. We don't have Doc Savage here, but
I found that one at One Valley Village, and I grabbed that. And that was it.
God, it's like a unicorn here.
Executioner and Destroyer are everywhere, and also now Reacher. Those are everywhere.
Oh yeah,
now.
Reacher's everywhere.
That's everywhere now.
But yeah, this is an awesome one of those action pictures that like you think back is like, yeah, why didn't they make sequels and stuff? I saw that the TV thing they made with Roddy McDowell as Chun, so they didn't learn anything. But like,
well, why would they? Because Joel was awesome, so why not?
I'll say this about Chun: like the makeup is awesome. Like for that time, like it's pretty good. It looks a little cakey on DVD, but back then you wouldn't have known anything. And he's able to emote, and there's a lot of close-ups of it. So like it had to work, right? So yeah, no,
he got an Oscar. He got an Oscar for that makeup.
Golden Globe, I think. Oh yeah, Oscar.
I'm
not sure about maybe, but he got Golden Globe for his portrayal. So
but the makeup artist got an Oscar for Chung's work on that. So
wow, yeah, that would
the Academy liked it.
The Academy endorsed it. I don't know.
That was back when they weren't complete nut jobs.
Yeah. He's gonna get a letter saying like, we would like to rescind your Oscars. No thanks. I lost it. Sorry guys.
Oops, lost it in a fire.
Maybe I should start complaining that there's no Scottish people in Korean movies.
I know.
It's the same nonsensical thing there. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I've seen every Godzilla movie, all 30 plus, multiple times. Very few white people. Some of them guys don't even have any at all. Like, it's crazy.
It's insane.
It's insane.
Well,
Write your senators.
But they hire white people to play white people. I think that's what people get irked by. So
right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Wait, we're not allowed to be white. We can't be white anymore? What the hell?
What? No, but what I'm saying
is... What the hell am I? I'm a straight white dude.
No, you have to say Caucasian. You're Caucasian.
No. What Sean is saying, if you do see a white person turn up, it's a white... It's not a Japanese person.
Dressed up as a white person. Yeah.
It's a white person who's playing it. Yeah, except they're the most awful actor of all time.
They're the worst actors ever.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
They waited until they saw a white guy walk by and went, "We need you real fast."
That's exactly now. That's literally, I think, what actually happens. They just grab
no, and you get that impression too.
You mean Don Fry wasn't a good actor in Godzilla Final Wars? I thought he was awesome.
Right.
Yeah, he's all right, but he's just like
he's not
angry.
Right.
You're like,
it's like
they all.
I like him because
okay, that's all we know.
I like him because he was a trench coat guy, and I was like, he's just angry. It's not as bad because he's angry all the time. So you're just like you can't act while you're angry. I don't know. It's like you can't function when you're hungry or whatever. The Snickers. Eat a Snickers.
Eat a Snickers, you're not white anymore.
Are you saying Chris?
Oh yeah, so wait a minute. So yeah, Sean Connery was playing a Spanish guy, and Christopher Lambert,
Egyptian Spanish guy.
Yeah.
Right. So
the 80s.
So that
if I were to make Highlander now, well, I know we've got Henry Cavill. Apparently, I'll believe that when I see it. Though they've been talking about it for years. They've been talking about Warhammer for years and whatever else. And I don't know. it could be the curse of Superman, where Henry Cavill has all these things supposed to happen but never do. We'll see.
Yeah.
Isn't he like done with Voltron for something that
Yeah.
popped up?
He
all
filmed
over?
that, so it's gonna happen.
At least that's coming anyway, if nothing
Yeah.
else.
We'll see.
But,
Well, who's he playing in Voltron? Like, there's so many characters.
He
like,
is the Zord.
Like, he'll be the green guy who's like a woman. Some people think it's a girl, some people think it's a guy, but I think it is a girl. But then they made it a guy in the English version because they didn't know what the hell was going on. It's just a mess.
5 tiny lions make a Henry Cavill. That's all I know. It's just going to be.
This is why I like Die Rugger. Anyways,
the Godfrey-O maneuver. Yeah, you're not wrong about that one either.
all of a sudden.
You want me to? I was gonna say, do you want me to make? We're trying to form Voltron. We're the Voltron.
I just
and
see
I'll be the torso, and I'll form the head.
No, form the head. Yeah.
Anyway, so John.
Yeah. So again, I actually got kind of sad when J-Man was showing those magazines because I had the Destroyer magazines, I had the novels, I had Mac Bolan, the Executioner, Able Team, Phoenix Force, all those books. Lost them all in a fire. So yeah.
That sucks.
I had Star Wars toys, G.I. Joe toys.
Oh
I'm like, So I, back in the day, I was reading books. I was reading comic books. I was reading The Executioner and then The Destroyer, Blue Collar, James Bond. You can't beat it. And I got excited when the movie came out because I knew of it and I supported the movie. I went to see it twice in the movie theater. Actually,
nice.
So it's not my fault it flopped. So I was kind of bummed because I was like, "Where's the sequel?" And then back then you didn't have the internet, so you read things in magazines. You're like, "Oh, it didn't do good. Oh, that's why we're not getting a sequel." But Fred Ward was great. Fred Ward is so underrated. God, rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
He should have been a bigger action star. Like you said, Owen, you were saying how he should have been the Punisher. He should have been a lot of things in action cinema. But unfortunately, like after that, he got relegated to supporting roles. He was always like the other guy or this guy or a bad guy, So I was always kind of bummed. But Remo Williams, and actually they were going to call it the Destroyer, but they didn't because there was a comic book character called the
Marvel had
the Mighty Destroyer. Yeah, so they had to go with Remo Williams. But the Adventure Begins is still the Adventure Begins and ends. And I saw the Jeffrey Meek one, which was, we won't talk about that a lot. But I was reading all the books and everything, and I was into all of that. Like you guys are saying, again, you guys touch based on all of it, the action sequences, him on the log, and I always think that Joel Grace Chun was like the lead way. Like they watched that, and then that's how Dennis Chan became Zian in the Kickboxer movie because like he's almost the same type of character, So I always figured like that was kind of like a resurgence from that. So that was kind of cool. But I just like how the movie ends too. Just how he's like Chun, you're incredible. He's like, no, I'm better than that. Then it just ends. It's like, that's like the best ending ever. And like I said, you guys touched base on all of it, but all I could say is how much I love the movie. I watched it yesterday to get ready for this. And like Fred Ward, like I said, like he had this presence. Like he could be funny, he could be serious, he could be tough. The only thing I was kind of bummed with, because it was kind of like they were doing like the martial arts kind of thing, like they were teaching. He did the dodging bullet thing, but I wanted to see more like like fisticuffs, from him in the movie. If I had a nitpick, that would probably be my one biggest thing. But other than that, like great action scenes.
Everybody loves a happy.
We all love a happy ending.
I've had many of them. What can I say? But anyways, listen, he started. There you go.
What theaters are you going to, John?
Gee, man, why do you always show? You always distract me with. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about Fred Ward.
Happy endings.
Yes, happy endings. But like I said. If I had to nitpick, just like a more fighting. But I did like the scene with him and Patrick Kilpatrick, like where they're on the street, and he's in the car and he puts him in the chokehold, and the cop comes by, and he doesn't give a shit. He's just he's like, what are you gonna do to me, lady? It's like I just love that scene, and he just had that bravado and this should have been bigger. I don't know why people didn't gravitate towards it. Like, you know, it had everything to it, but it's just weird, like how things become a success and how some things don't. You know, it's like it's hit or miss on some things. I was just so bummed. I was like, I can't figure out why I didn't get another Remo Williams movie. And I remember Fred Ward in an interview talking about it. He was, you know, because he wanted to do more of it too, and it just never happened. And you know, and that was a missed opportunity. And of course, now you know we'll never know. But it's great 80s cinema. It's great action. It's got great characters. The chemistry between him and Joel Grey is awesome. And Kate Mulgrew, like you guys were talking about, you know, she was a great compliment to him too. And you can't say enough great things about it. I mean, it's just a fun movie to watch. How many times do you say that nowadays? It's like, hey, this was a fun movie to watch. Even an action movie, like action movies can be fun at times too. But like, you know, we were talking about Havoc and everything like that. It's like, that's not a fun movie to watch. I liked it, but I'm like, you know what? I'm probably not going to break it out all the time. You know, I might have an inkling to watch Violets, you know, and watch that one. But like, there's nothing really fun anymore. Like Indiana Jones, like the adventure movies. Like we need a resurgence.
That's a genre that needs to come back because
exactly. Yeah, we need that to come back, and especially now more than ever with the way society is. Oh my gosh, it's just like we just need something. We need some actor to, you know, take ownership of it and do something with it. You know, we'll talk about later, like you said, Owen. But yeah, that's all I got. It's just like I said, I just watched it and just brought me back to my child. I was like around 10, I think, when I saw it, and just happy times. And
that would have been awesome to see. You know what? That's awesome that you had known about it before and then saw it. Because that's like the true like fandom, you know, you're like, oh, and then you went in and it is the books. Like, it's not like, see, this is where people say, why are you guys complaining about Fantastic Four? Well, because it's not the thing. Like, I saw the movie first at Steve's place. Then I went home and read the books. I was like, yeah, that's the fucking thing I just watched. That's what it is. Right. Like, I didn't go and say, hey, wait a minute. Chun is supposed to be this, and they're supposed to be this, right? Like it is the thing. So as a kid, you read these comics, you read these books, you went to go see them, like, holy shit, this is the thing I just read on the screen, and now you're walking around saying, this is I got to go see that again, right? And then you went to go see it again. You probably could have gone as million times as you wanted, but I mean, obviously your parents are going to take you 100 times.
Right.
It's like, I think I went to see Batman 89. I saw it 3 times, and I think my mom's like, yeah, like you're good. Like you want to go again? Like you're good, kid. Like it's done. Like see something else. So yeah, that's what happens when and then unfortunately it just didn't catch on.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jamie. I think the problem is that back in the day, the thought process was the content elevates the medium. And today, it's the medium elevates the content.
Whoa, look at this guy. Shows up every fucking couple of weeks, and then he's got the big... that's good.
That's what it is. It's just like you get the property because you're going to elevate the medium. You're going to put in... Because back in the day, it used to be...
What did I do?
Well, it's not what you did. It's not what
yet.
You better come up with something good so you can
gotta. That's the prime spot right there. Sean's never going on the top, so that's easy.
Yeah, that's back in the day, it used to be, because my dad was telling me, it's like back in the day, if you weren't that great at movies, you were in television because it was a lower medium and that sort of thing. And now it's just we're basically saying, oh, if you're in film, it's got to be better. What is going on here?
Like Tetris.
This is freaking Hollywood Squares. Anyhow, yeah, that's the thing, is that back in the day that used to be a thing, and now like it doesn't matter anymore, because now they're just saying, what's going on?
Continue.
It's hard for me to continue. Anyhow. What was my point? Anyhow,
you're saying the TV. So
so now it used to be like the content elevated the medium. It was on. This is the worst way. I agree with you, Grammerton. But anyhow,
we're better looking.
It used to be that, like the content elevated the medium. It was a big thing to get this content and make a movie out of it. Now they're basically saying to you, well, it's a movie. It's got to be better than what you're making it. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
It's the arrogance.
There's no respect at all even for the medium that they're doing anyways, because they should be doing better for their own medium, right? Like that's the other thing too. It's like
Snow White is the perfect. We've discussed this before. Snow White, and they're like, oh yeah, well we didn't like this because weird. It's from the 30s and it's different. Then you can't have this, blah 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 blah. Yeah, but that's the story. If you don't like it, then don't fucking watch it and don't make it because that's the way the story is.
But also it's their own move. So the point with that was, I don't know if we said this live or if you and I talked privately on this, but they're remaking their own version. So they're saying their own version sucks, but their own version was an important film in cinema, being an animated feature, being a feature-length movie in the theater. First one, I think, maybe. I'm not a big Disney person, but like I think it's one of the first or the first.
That's
so
the
you're
first
reading
in the world,
in the world,
like, feature film,
because they had shorts, obviously, but so I mean, this is a disgrace to your own product, which is a historically important thing in cinema. Like, you didn't make fun of the Fox and the Hound or something or whatever, like, which still you shouldn't do, but certainly not Snow White, your first flagship that put you on the map. So that irks people, because the Snow White that we got in the 30s, that cartoon is not the story anyways. Disney changed it for his own purposes, but it's that they're not even doing their own thing. It's like, it's your company, it's your product. Like, you don't even have respect for your own product that you're redoing. So obviously you're not going to have respect for a purchase product like Marvel or Star Wars. There you go, 51 minutes, like whatever. But it's a point. Like, you don't even have respect for your things that you made. So how you can have respect for IPs that you're buying?
Yeah, exactly.
It's pure arrogance is what it is.
Arrogance.
What they're doing is better than everything else. It's like, it's like, we've had this discussion before. I can't remember, like I said, if it's on the stream or whatever, but it's like they're apologizing for things, and it's like the X-Men movies or whatever. It's like, oh, we can't have yellow spandex suit or whatever. And like, but that's the fucking comic. That's who the character is, and you just pissed off and alienated the fans because you're looking down your nose at the comics and the way the characters look, and like, oh look, the Wolverine live action looked fucking awesome. Yeah, it was a huge hit. Oh, imagine that.
Every single person, everybody walked out of that. They're like, oh yeah, the Wolverine, like the yellow costume, just saying, even in that, the second one where he opens the briefcase and they just had the brown mask with the glove. Yeah. It was just 2 gloves and a mask. The theater was like,
lost
when Hugh Jackman pulled the mask.
Oh my god!
The cinema. It's been a long time since I was in a cinema watching a movie where everybody went ape shit. When that part happened, everybody. It was like a religious experience.
I'm getting goosebumps even now thinking about how awesome that part was, because you're like, oh, because Wolverine's one of my top favorites, and having that visualized was awesome. So it's a lie. That's the other thing, they lied to you. Oh, it doesn't look good on screen. It's like, it looked good on Bruce Lee, and it looked good where they copied Game of Death's outfit, in the bride copied his outfit. She looked good in yellow.
Kill Bill looked good in
Kill Bill,
that.
exactly. I mean, what is it's a lie.
Yeah, well, they have no loyalty to their own content,
right?
Yeah.
And they basically act like they're doing you a favor by making the movie now. And
yes,
it's just like you're not doing me a favor. I'm a consumer. I will purchase what I want to purchase. It's the same as anything else. I go into a fast food court. I go where I want to eat. I'm not giving my money to all the people in the food court because I feel sorry for them or because they have a sad story or because of anything like that. I go where I want to go and I purchase what I want to purchase. That's the freedom I have as a consumer. And that's basically the only way I now can strike back against these arrogant clowns. But what I was saying before, like, it's true, like in the past, content, because if I think about the Incredible Hulk show, it wasn't like the comic, and it was basically like, well, it's a TV show. We don't have to be it. I can guarantee you, if it was a movie, it would have been closer to the comic book, because that was the mentality back in the day.
Yeah, the guy wanted Stephen hates food. Yeah. Well, they wanted to make Hulk red because the producers were saying, well, when you get angry, your skin gets red. I'm like, okay, but it's not Hulk or whatever. And they did that for Star Trek when they were going to do the motion picture, and Leonard Nimoy, his rights were all messed up with the use of his likeness. And they're like, well, we'll just make it without Spock. And I think it was one of the producers, like, kids said, he goes, Dad, if Spock isn't in this, it's fucking bullshit. it's not Star Trek. Like, how is there no Spock? Like, I mean, it needs to be those three. Like, maybe you could drop Chekhov or something if you need to drop someone, but I wouldn't even drop him.
No.
If you don't have those three guys to bounce off each other, what are you watching? Like, it's not Star Trek.
No. So
Anyway, I don't think Charlie has spoken yet, has he?
No.
I'm okay. You guys
He will in a second. Don't worry, he will in a second. But
good.
it's just because it's a stream of consciousness, really. But just going back to whenever we were all cheering, whenever Wolverine showed up, there was cheering for Ballerina the other night, wasn't there, Sean?
Oh,
whenever John Wick comes on screen, the place fucking erupted, and this dude just goes, "Yo, it's the fucking goat right there, man!"
Yeah, some dude said that. Yeah. No, someone that bad guy dies because he's such an asshole. Everyone like clapped.
I'm sure he's a wonderful human being. You guys are too hard on him.
He's just misunderstood.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Charlie. Over to you.
I don't. How do I fucking follow all this shit?
Better be good.
This is bullshit.
Put him up top. Put him up top.
I don't want to be on top. That's too much pressure, John.
Okay.
No, I had watched this early on. This was like a movie my dad really liked watching, and I think it was on television at some point. And sat down, watched it, and I just always remembered the Statue of Liberty scene. My dad's from New York, so he had actually been to the Statue of Liberty. You know, it meant a lot to him. So he always had fun with this one. But my best memory of this movie, because I've just always known about it, I haven't watched it a whole lot. I bought it at Kino Lorber during their big sale because it was like, I need free shipping. Remo Williams, I'm going to get it. I do hate being on top. I'm a bottom, sir. But that's okay. So a couple years ago, we were out here at the house working on one of the vehicles that we drug home, scavenging parts. Dad came over, and I had the garage door open, TV in the garage, just had it on Tubi. And it just obviously starts playing random movies as it goes. And Remo Williams comes on, and me and Anthony are working, and we go, "The fuck's Dad? Where's Pawpaw?" And I go, and there's Pawpaw, just watching fucking Remo Williams laughing his ass off at I can't remember his name, Chung, and he is just having a ball. And I went, "You really like this one, don't you, Dad?" He goes, "I don't know what it is, but I just love this fucking movie." He goes, "It's just so much fun." And then he's got Anthony in there, and he goes, "Check that." It was right at the Statue of Liberty part, and it's that where he's standing right at the top. And you guys talked about that panoramic shot, dude. It is amazing. I have a lot of fun with this one. Yesterday was probably the first time in a long time I have sat down and watched it from beginning to end. This is like one of those, oh, it's on television, I'll just let it play. But dude, I had a ton of fun. I forgot how kid friendly it kind of was. It's only like PG-13. It's barely even that in my eyes, but it was fun. There was a good amount of comedy. The soap opera stuff cracked my ass up the whole time. That's all he was focused on. When he runs across the water, he's like, "You have to do it fast." And it's just he just drops these quips. It is a lot of training, I noticed, and I was like, it is maybe a hair too long. It's like 2 hours. And I think John was talking about where it's in the one setting. I forget who was actually talking about it, but it's like they spend a lot of time. Might have been Sean that said it.
It was Sean, yeah.
Sean.
And it's not Dagobah. It doesn't look cool. It's just a room.
Right.
No, it's just a studio apartment or something.
But it kind of makes the movie feel a little longer than it probably actually is. I'm not saying it's a badly paced movie. I think it's well paced, but it's definitely setting up a universe. And it sucks that it stops right here, because this is just building it up. And John, it's just getting its momentum. John, I agree with you. I think that final fight, whether it was fisticuffs or not, he should have done a pressure point. He had his fingers. He should have hit the guy in the shoulder, locked his ass up, then knocked him out. But I'm also like, he does blow him the fuck up at the end.
Yeah.
Because they may not try to kill, but they will kill. And I'm like, I like this. This is my kind of ending. And all the fucking soldiers and stuff running to him at the top of the hill. Janeway is just smiling her ass off in the middle of all this chaos. And no one fires a shot. All right, man, don't hit the women or anything like that. It's just not one shot's fired at them, and they drive away on a boat with Chung on the front bow of it. Just go. This movie's fun, man. And I don't know anyone that, I know we all love it. I've never met someone that has seen it and didn't like it. but there's a lot of people that don't know what the fuck this movie is.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people just don't know about it. That's the thing.
Yeah, they don't know. I still laugh that his name come from a bedpan. It's still hilarious.
Yeah, that's not in the book. They
just movie.
Yeah, that's a movie thing. Yeah. But whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter because the point is that it's completely random. It doesn't matter.
It's like I see a lot of Men in Black type things that they took from this type of stuff. You go to the Indescript building, a lot of shit's going on.
Yeah.
The mentor character kind of fucking with the young guy a little bit, but teaching around the way. I did like Young going, when the guy comes up, he goes, he's doing pretty good. He's running across the the sand like it's water. I think he's coming along. He's coming along fabulously. He's doing fantastic. So fast. About 15 years he'll be ready. Maybe 14 and a half if I cut some corners. I was like, this great. They gave him the best lines. I never knew it was a white dude. Like until I started reading, I'm going, fuck, it's a white dude. But also, I didn't know the guy in Short Circuit wasn't Indian.
Yes.
So,
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Mr. Stevens had even though I had seen
Welcome
Hackers
to the 80s.
and other movies with Fisher Stevens.
Yeah.
Could have been two separate actors as far as I'm concerned.
So he got the finger cut off in The Burning.
Yeah, that's right. He got the cover
the hedge.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Time Rider. That was.
I've never seen that.
I've never seen that either.
That is totally underrated. Oh my god.
Nobody underrated. We've never heard about it.
Yeah, it's so underrated. We don't know.
It's PG, but it should have been R-rated. That's how great the 80s.
Okay.
Oh my god, this movie looks like it's awesome. Wow.
Poster alone.
Oh my god, I'm ordering this. I might have to order this right now. I don't even care.
J-Man, let's do it on Days of Adventure.
Let's do it. I'm gonna library that one up.
Library.
Oh my god, good call. Who threw that out there? Grandma Tom?
It's actually Alex, yeah.
Alex, good job, buddy. You've earned your
stars.
Fake pay that nobody gets.
Give him Jessica Simpson like we give John. That's what we do. Yeah.
I saw Time Rider in the theater, by the way.
Wingman.
Oh, John. Oh, you're staying in that corner.
I haven't. I haven't seen it. My phone.
Has anyone Wingman?
No.
Never even heard of that.
I'm just going through the comments. Screenwriter Christopher Wood expressed his opinion on the film's lack of success at the box office. He questioned the choice of Fred Ward, who he thought was a good actor but not leading man material. Well,
that's bullshit.
I love him. Like honestly, as much as I love Tremors 2 is fucking amazing because it's Fred Ward in the lead. Yeah. Like I love both.
I really like Tremors 2 a lot. I really like Fred Ward. I think the guy's 10 out of 10. I like his face. I like his voice, his delivery of things. In Tremors, he was my favorite character anyways. He was the best. Obviously, Bert is like a little bit like just like fantastic.
God tier.
He's God tier, right? Yeah. Don't even worry about he's like a God tier guy.
Listen, I got a fun fact for you. Bruce Willis was considered for the role of Remo Williams at first.
Oh, interesting. Oh, wow. Fred Ward is a better choice.
He took Hudson Hawk.
But Bruce Willis did Hudson Hawk, and it's kind of got the same feel to it a little bit.
Yeah.
So I could see both, but I like Fred Ward. I also love the beginning where it's not supposed to be Fred Ward, but you're like, it's Fred Ward with a bad nose and mustache.
Yeah,
and when he wakes up, it's really like he just got shaved with the mustache.
Ed Harris.
And his nose isn't broke anymore.
Right.
Ed Harris.
Ed Harris would have been way too serious looking.
Ed Harris is also like a very like he's not that big. I've been in a movie with Ed Harris.
Yeah.
He's very slight. So I would have struggled with him being this guy who could beat up people. Like people complain about these girls beating up, beating up bigger men. Ed Harris is not that big, man. I would have struggled with seeing him do that as well.
Yeah,
they make him feel huge in The Rock, though. He's like he looks intimidating in that movie, at least.
Yeah,
he's intimidating. Like he's got a big personality and he's got a big presence, and that helps him a lot. But that, when we're talking about a diminutive actor having to do the action stuff, I would struggle with that. Like especially seeing him, and now I can't unsee it. Now that I've seen the man in person, I can't unsee it. Mm-hmm. Ed Harris is a terrific actor. He's genius in everything I've seen. But him as Remo Williams, too much of a stretch to me. And I've also been on a set with Fred Ward. Fred Ward's bigger than Ed Harris.
Yeah,
That's fair enough.
Time Riders, hundreds of dollars on Blu-ray. Really? No, fuck that then.
Yeah, because so rare. Right?
Hundreds of dollars.
Well, 150. I found one for 150
Yeah, I'm not paying that for
on
anything.
eBay.
Yeah.
It's not on
Okay.
Amazon.
I tried buying it a while ago, and I was like, "Yeah, f this." I was like,
Yeah, if this is
It's probably
right.
on
Well,
YouTube somewhere.
the
Probably.
library is open, so I'm gonna get that.
So let's
I
say
got my card.
if they were to do a remake of Remo Williams, who would you cast as Remo?
I cast myself. No, I am Remo Williams.
Actually, no.
I could see Ryan Gosling do it.
I was actually going to say Ryan Gosling because he can do anything really.
He can do the comedy and action part.
Yeah.
I can see that, but you almost, I don't know. I kind of feel like you need a more of an unknown, not not Ken from the Barbie movie, basically. You know.
And the dude, I can't remember the actor's name, but the guy from Squid Game who's also in the Acolyte. The Korean actor, he could be Chun. Yeah, actually, like a Korean guy played Chun.
A real Korean? Are you insane, sir?
Changing the rays? Oh my god!
It obviously should be Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to say my pick is I'm going to go with the Punisher team. John Bernthal is who I would pick to be.
Yes.
I
John
can see
Bernthal
that.
could do anything.
And he could do, yeah. And he showed an account too. Very funny. He's good.
Yeah.
He stole the show in account
He
too.
did.
Yeah.
I think Ryan Gosling's too pretty. Like,
Yes.
I'm leaning toward, but they tried to make it out like they made him prettier in Remo Williams. Like they literally tell him that when he's like, they fixed my face. Yeah, you're pretty now.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I see what you're trying to do.
They gave him a shave. Basically.
It's all it looks like.
No, his whole face was different, guys. Come on.
Thomas Jane?
Yeah, see, basically any Punisher actor.
Thomas Jane 10 years ago. Yeah, I could see
yeah, Space Hunter.
3D. I saw that in 3D.
Dude, I love Space Hunter.
Yeah, that one we was that did I give you that gift, Charlie, of allowing you to see that for the first time?
You did, sir, and thank you very much.
I do appreciate that. Thank you, and I will
it.
accept that in good faith. And yes, I'm very happy. I was so happy when you didn't and hadn't seen it because like everyone, I was like, oh my god.
I adored that movie. If you guys, anyone that's not seen Space Hunter, fucking watch it.
Molly Ringwald, man.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Space Hunter, Owen?
Michael Ironside's in it. He plays the bad guy.
Michael Ironside, Molly Ringwald, like
my pal Michael.
Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson.
His vehicle is badass.
Mad Max stars.
It's
aliens,
like Metal Storm
mutants. There's a death maze with cars and people, and isn't Michael Ironside like Overdog?
Overdog.
Yes,
he's like this massive. Yeah, he's in this machine thing. He has a maze of death and stuff. It's crazy.
Awesome.
It's awesome.
It's the 80s.
Everything was awesome then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
I'm trying to think like who would make a good.
I don't know.
Remo.
It's funny, not now because it's probably a little older, but maybe a few years ago, Jim Caviezel, because he played the same kind of character in Person of Interest.
Yeah,
that's doing that, and he actually would have been good. Yeah.
I could see Jim Caviezel doing that.
Yeah.
What about Guy Pearce? I always like throwing his name out.
Yeah, he's so underrated. He was great too.
And he like transforms into roles. Like he'll pop up in something, and you're like, "That's fucking Guy Pearce," and it's that's. Because I love him in the action. Was it Lock Up or whatever it is?
I like that movie, even though it's a ripoff.
Not knock off Escape from New York and Space.
Escape from Earth.
It's fucking amazing, and you're like, this Guy Pearce, but then you'll see him like Prometheus and all those movies. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah, Memento. He's like this, like weak, it's like that's cool. He's just solid in everything.
Yeah, but growing up in the UK, he's Mike from Neighbours. For me and Neighbours, an Australian soap opera I grew up watching. Shouldn't probably watch it, to be honest, because he was a big soap opera fan.
It's not as sensational though. It's got to be one of those really silly ones, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
No, it was cancelled and they brought it back, and I think they're cancelling it again or whatever. It's just like, just let it die.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm looking at my movies like who. That's the problem now. Who are good new actors that are out there that are memorable?
It's anyone who's not called anyone who's not called Ryan or Chris.
Yeah.
Actually,
Shamala-mala-dang. I don't know what it
Chad
is.
Michael Collins from Sniper. You'll know him, John, from Sniper movies, but because he's done all the military training, everything anyway. And I thought, and the dude deserves to be a huge star anyway because he's awesome. So he would be good too. Because I want someone who's just a little younger. Because he's like in his 30s or something. So what age was Fred Ward?
One of the younger
Fred Ward must have been close to 40 when he did it.
What do you think he was that old? I figured he was.
I thought he was 37 or something. Yeah,
37. I'm not old. That's from Holy Grail.
Yeah.
Look, 37. Danny Glover was 38 during Lethal Weapon. Okay, that's all we need to remember.
Too old for this shit. Yeah, he was one of those actors who always. There's certain actors who always seemed old. It's like him and like Joe Morton.
Guys.
Yeah Joe Morton, Kiefer Sutherland, 44. That makes sense. All these guys always said out of breath. Or these out of breath actors. Forrest Whitaker as well. Like Joe Morton is always like. If you watch any movie, it's Joe Morton is always out of breath.
Every movie they fuck that guy up at the end. I don't care.
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin.
He's always great.
Might as well let it be Martin Short running around here thinking he's
hair,
Williams.
Sure.
Yeah, they only do it two ways. Either they do it with Martin Short, make it a spoof and make fun of how stupid and masculine it is, or they'll just cast a woman and call it. It's like, oh, Remo Williams is a fake name. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It's not a name. It could be anybody. So
anybody can be Remo Williams.
Okay, if anyone can be Remo Williams, why not pick someone that they describe in the book?
Yeah,
if anyone could be it. How about the guy that it is?
Precisely.
Hey, man,
why the hell not?
Yeah, I don't know. We just let it
go. But it's true. It's like it's gonna be Tilda Swinton as Remo Williams or something.
It's just source material.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's really more of a guideline than a rule.
Tilda, that was the good one.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, that's why, or she'll be Chun, right? Like.
She would be Chun, and she's done
Who was the master in the Doctor Strange movies? Who was that again?
Yeah, Tilda Swinton.
It's Tilda Swinton, But they re-swapped it the other way.
Like so, Sean, yet another example of a white woman taking an Asian man's role. Yet another example, Hollywood.
Yeah.
But that's in the modern age, though. It's so weird.
Young white woman taking an old Asian man. Wow, they really that's a terrible.
Young? I didn't know that.
Well, she wasn't young. She was younger in that movie than that. She's younger than what the master should be.
Yeah. Yes. True. No, it's so weird that they did that. Why just an old Asian man? What the hell was the problem? Anyway,
yeah.
Because we're not allowed to anymore. I don't know. Did you guys not get the email? It's not
allowed. But they race swapped it the other way. Like it's weird. It's like reverse of what you'd be like. Oh, you'd be like, well, that's going to be an easy thing to cast because we just need to get an Asian guy and we're going to look good. But then they swapped it.
Let's have a bald chick instead. And you're like, okay,
okay, yeah.
They Silver Surfer'd the character basically.
Yeah.
James Hong was busy. Yeah.
You can only race swap one way. Can't do it the other way.
Yeah, Marvel was afraid of the China.
Of course they were, because they have to cut out to their masters, of course.
Right.
Okay.
Don't put anybody on the
again, let's not remember history. Nothing bad ever happens when that happens.
No, exactly. Anyway, so after 40 years, Remo Williams is still awesome. That's basically the
a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, and actually, we stayed pretty much on topic.
We did good. This is good entry level action too. Like if you
if you introduce your kids, good one to start.
Nieces, nephews. This is kind of fun, and I think for the most part it would hold their attention pretty good. You know, they're not going to break away from Minecraft if that's all they've fucking seen their entire life. But my kids, I at least introduce them to shit, so they probably at least sit there and watch it. But it's a good movie.
Yeah. Oh, also shout out to Ryan. I did the stream with him yesterday. You know, the guy who emailed us about the Rambo.
Oh yeah.
John, you haven't replied to him, so reply to him.
I didn't. Oh. I didn't
That's
see
why-
the email. I'm sorry.
That's why you're stuck at the bottom row, John.
I'm sorry.
But anyway,
I've
yeah.
been
so-
working too. Like I literally.
Grammerton, quit giving away my
Wait a minute. Wait, Owen, which movie did you? What did you talk about? Rambo Part One.
Rambo 3. It was because
Oh,
we're all sort of talking about. But the thing is that like there's trivia questions. And I had no fucking idea.
shit.
Yeah.
Is that what happens?
You got to watch the movie and like make sure you pay damn close attention because like some of the questions I was like, was that in the movie? I don't remember that.
I don't want to look like an idiot. Like,
Yeah,
I've seen this movie 100 times, but I can't answer this question right now.
Yeah, same here. I was like, yeah, I'm the action average. Sorry.
No, I saw that he asked questions. I watched a couple. Like when he had first emailed me about it, I went and watched some of his stuff just to get a lay of like how he does it. And I've seen that he'll do a trivia.
It's
like
there's a test on this podcast.
Yeah, and you will be judged.
You will be judged. I'm not. I could just tell him before he even starts. Like I'm not going to be able to answer anything unless it's who played Rambo.
Yeah,
and it was multiple choice. Then I could probably get it right.
What was Rambo's mentor's name?
Yeah.
Oh, I know that one. Okay.
No, even that, it's. I think it's Troutman, but I'm not 100%.
No, like, one of the questions was and I'm not even going to say the answer, but it was like, how many horsemen were waiting at the border? And I'm like, horsemen?
Oh,
37.
I counted.
I don't know. It was
I was like 4. It was like the Horsemen of the Apocalypse. And I was like, I don't know.
They drop it during the planning of the mission,
but,
and I can't tell you what it is. I just know they do say the number.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to that kind of detail in a movie though. When they're like, "Oh, what about this or this?" I'm like, I don't fucking know. I was like,
yeah, you just watch people getting blown away.
Yeah,
and shit.
I'm just sitting there. I'm just staring into space, wasting my life watching
it. You're just waiting for Stallone to turn around and go, "It's the rebels," and that's when I know the horsemen are coming over the ridge to fight.
That's what I hate too. Like when Marvel trailers or something or DC trailers come out, and then everybody nitpicks it apart. I'm like, I just watched that trailer. It's like I'm not sitting there like analyzing and freeze framing and pausing.
They freeze frame it.
They scene by scene it, and now Marvel is doing it to fuck with them.
Yeah, it's the reaction videos though. We're like, oh my god! Like when I watch a trailer, I'm like,
should I put a picture of my face on my thumbnails, like going like this? Like,
yeah, it does. It does help.
Your phone.
Why?
People want to see it.
J-Man does it, but it's just this all the time.
Silly me.
No, I had the same picture that I just reused. I did it once, and I just faked. And then I did a reaction to a trailer I didn't even watch. I just fake reacted for 2 minutes. I didn't watch anything on my iPad. I was pretending I was watching on the iPad, and then I posted it. I posted it for I didn't even know what it was. It was like some Star Wars game. So I posted it, and it's like I don't even know what the game is. I don't know. It was just fake. I was like this. Like,
yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
and then I didn't watch anything. It was a lie. It's a fake video. Just to see people. Oh, what'd you think of the game? It's like I don't even know what this is like at all. Like I don't care.
Yeah,
no, it was for a game.
It's the best game you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah, basically, this guy invents you on his podcast to make you feel inferior as an acting critic.
No, I don't think
no,
so.
not at all. No, he was very welcome, really cool. I've actually invited him to go on with us at some point. So
awesome.
But no,
I'll try to find the email and message him back after.
I mean, I do love a reaction video of just me like sitting in the toilet watching it on the own. You don't say anything, just occasionally. I think that was great. You just flush at the end, and
that's what I thought of it.
But like people spitting their water out and like throwing their arms up. It's like, oh, it's like guys, nothing that exciting is going on.
Yeah, I mean, like
moving the pants.
Yeah, and they're like crying, and I wouldn't cry like that if I met Jesus. I'd be like,
but like it's like nothing's actually happening. Like, but even the trailers don't mean anything. They all look good now. Old movie trailers are bad. I will say that.
Yeah,
like they started getting good around the time of Marco's Mask of Zorro or whatever. It's like
the 90s when he used Hans Zimmer music in the trailers and everything.
Yeah, it got a little bit better in there. Prior to that, the Jesus to Electric Boogaloo. Prior to that, trailers were bad. It would just be like scenes, and you'd be like, okay, like you're just showing me an entire scene of something. Like, what is this? But now trailers as an art.
Listening to a trailer guy though, that is you can't poo-poo on those because it's the guy hyping it up. in the early trailers.
Oh,
that
yeah,
get
the
you
voiceover.
wanting,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
in a world.
John
you
de
know,
la Fontaine.
No. Those are the good ones.
Yeah,
those are the good
great
ones.
ones. I wanted to make
Yeah.
sure no one thought we were shitting on those.
No,
those
no,
are the
no.
Oh
great
no. When I
trailers.
say old, I'm talking about like the 60s and 70s trailers. It's
Yeah,
like
okay. Yep.
it's
Yeah, they're
like-
just spliced together, right? Yeah, it's
right,
yeah,
exactly. They're
2
not
minutes.
anything.
Actually, if you watch the trailer to Tim Burton's Batman, like I watched the trailer to that recently on YouTube, and it was so badly like edited and put together. I was like, wow, this is a really crap trailer when you watch it now, and you see it now how well edited they can be now and everything.
Yeah.
So, no, I mean, not to put anyone down who does these reaction videos, because I enjoy watching them sometimes or whatever, but I can't do it because nothing excites me anymore.
Well, but I'm saying that they're fake. These
Yeah,
people
they are fake. Yeah.
They're fake because they're not that. They can't possibly be, especially when it's like a part 2 or part 3. It's like, it's like okay, Galactus is in this movie. Oh, Galactus, was that Galactus? It's like, yeah, it was. Like, I saw your videos where you were reporting that Galactus is going to be in this movie, so this isn't a surprise. Like, that's why I like that one guy. I'm not going to mention the names here because I don't know, but like that one channel who splices those together, and it's like, and then he pauses. He's like, you literally showed in a video, you knew this was going to happen, and now you're reacting as though you didn't know it was going to happen. It's like, we know Galactus is in this. Oh my God, was that Galactus? It's like, yeah, you reported it like,
6 months before that, they didn't know what the fuck a Galactus was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes it fake too, right? Like
it's all fake.
It's all fake.
Fans. It's clicks. Give me clicks.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all I
it's all
want.
fake. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people are still going to think I'm a fake fan after they watch this thing of me talking about Rambo, and you're like, "Have you
I
even
can't
seen
wait.
Rambo 3?"
I can't wait.
I think I got, was it 4 or 5 questions right? It was like 4 out of 5 or something like that. So I actually did get all of them right because mostly I guessed, but like some of the questions I was just like, I just had no fucking idea what I was being asked.
I'm not. I won't be.
Did
able
you
to
get the
answer.
director's cut, sir? I didn't know
Yeah,
this
right?
was. What cut did you watch?
There's an extra 20 minutes. Did you see that?
But no, it was actually a lot of fun. He was really cool, and he's in Ottawa, so he's Canadian, which is also a point in his book.
Nice.
So that was cool. It's a super nice guy. So you should go on because it's really entertaining, and like he doesn't know some of them. He doesn't do the questions. It's like other people submit the questions or whatever. So it's kind of a trivia sort of thing. So the trick is just to make sure you watch the movie like the day before doing it or something. Just to, it's only 45 minutes, so it's like quite short. Very easy. So I had a good time.
What's
I'll
it
do it
called
again.
What's it?
I can't actually remember. It's a long road. I think it's called.
It's a long road.
Something like that. Shit. You see, I can't even remember that. I don't remember anything anymore.
Everybody just Google Owen, and then we'll see.
He's supposed to send me the links actually, and he didn't. So I will email him.
I'm subscribed to him, but I'm subscribed to about 4 trillion people,
Yeah.
so I'll never find.
Yeah, he asked if I'd watched any of the videos yet, but I was like, I haven't. I don't watch anybody's videos apart from Mystery Man when I'm going to sleep, and that's literally it. I don't have time for anything because work, as you know, John, it's just work these days. We all do. And just trying to fit in fun.
Today was supposed to be my day off, just to show how much fun I'm having.
Oh yeah,
Those
are the best.
To work. I thought you were scheduled to work tonight.
Yeah.
I went to go look at a job today and walked away with 7 jobs. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Well, that's good.
I mean, it's great, but I'm also going, the fuck just happened?
It's a long road. Yeah. There you go. It's a long road.
It's a long road. Okay.
Is it a recording, Owen, or is it a live stream?
No, it's a recording, and he will edit it. So if you like break wind or something, then you can, he'll edit it out. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so yours hasn't posted yet, I don't think.
No, it's not going to be for a couple of weeks yet. So it'll be later on. So he'll have you guys on and stuff. He'll join us for one in maybe July or August.
Okay.
All right.
But he's an awesome dude, so we're good. And that's also true. Thanks, Alex. Yeah, all right, we'll wrap it up there unless anyone else has anything else to say about Remo Williams or anything. No, it's awesome.
It's an awesome movie. Yeah,
it's awesome. Check it out.
I have a quick thing that I wasn't sure if Steve was going to say this or not, but there's a part we were watching Remo Williams and I was getting really into it, and I was like, okay, this is like so awesome. And then the dogs showed up, and then Remo's trying to escape from the dogs, and they keep like the dog keeps one-upping him or whatever. And I turned to Steve, I said, and then he crossed the tightrope. I said, I said, if the dog, I got to tell you right now, remember this, Steve? I said, if the dog crosses the tightrope, this movie is like awesome. If it doesn't, F it.
Yeah.
F this movie. And it did. And I was and I knew it was going to, because I could tell at that moment that these filmmakers truly understood what was really cool about this whole entire movie.
Yeah.
There's scenes like that, like Maniac Cop Part 3. At the end of every Maniac Cop, his hand always moves, right? And I was like, Part 3 was like, his hand better move. Like, if it doesn't, F this and then it at the very, very last second, his hand comes out. And I'm like, yes. So it's like, that was the tightrope. But I wasn't sure if you were going to mention it, Steve, so I didn't want to mention it in my thing because I wasn't sure if you wanted to. But I literally turned to Steve, and he can confirm. I'm like, if he doesn't cross the tightrope, this movie's bullshit. If he does, then it's on it. Then I know the rest of it's going to be 10 out of 10. And he crossed it.
I love the effect of it, where it's like either a mirror or a painted section over a walkway that look like the background, and I'm like, that fucking works. Like, it
looked good to me. I thought it looked pretty good. Yeah.
I mean, and I can see Jung when he runs across the water, that the water in front of him is starting to ripple because it's a platform. I'm just like, I love this shit. I don't care. This is awesome.
Yep. Do you think Remo and Buckaroo Banzai are in the same universe?
Yes.
Let's say yes. Why not? Because everywhere you go, there you are.
A perfect double feature too, if you want to watch round it out with Buckaroo.
No, just two feel-good movies where you just enjoy them, and you're just like, it's good to be alive watching movies like that.
100%.
And neither get a sequel. So
yeah, I know. But, all right, well, we'll wrap it up there. So join us next week. We're going to be talking Rumble in the Bronx. This is our first Jackie Chan one, I believe. So I'm looking forward to that. So that should be interesting. So we will see you then. Thank you all for joining us. Remember, if you are watching, you are the Action Elite.